Chill. Here, you mind sending me? Oh wait, it'll probably self-publish in like the other threads, so I'll just share that on my Twitter.
Yeah.
Then what did you? Okay, I know what we all thought of Batwoman. I thought I almost said Catwoman. God fucking damn it! Jesus Christ! I've been listening to too much Jordan Sparks. Christ.
Rip. Okay, and we're live. Hey, what's up to the two people watching? Probably one of them is me. We're just gonna wait for, a while for people to show up. Hello, Eric. No, I'm not Comics Division. I'm not running late. Hello, Nerdette. Thank you for joining. Yes, quite a lot has been going on, especially yesterday and today. We got some more spicy news.
In the last 10 minutes, we've gotten like some really spicy memes.
Yes.
Like in the 10 minutes taken for him to invite me into the hangout, we've gotten 2 new books announced. And more cringe. So that's what we need in our lives.
Thank you, DC and Marvel, providing us with a reason to hate them even more.
Also, since we're here, I'm going to use this platform to reveal my predictions for the new Hickman X-Men run.
Yep, sure, go ahead.
So, Dr. Doom will be behind mutants. That's it. Because Hickman loves Dr. Doom, so I'm just gonna assume that Dr. Doom is Hickman's Kitty Pryde to Bendis. So at the end of Powers and House of X, they make like one giant size issue where it's revealed that Dr. Doom was behind everything.
Dr. Doom turned Iceman gay.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
It's
no!
Like,
no,
why'd you do that, Doom? And she's like, fucking hate the guy.
Because I can.
Because I can. I'm Doom.
Let's see. Oh, the most important scene in the history of the X-Men. Okay. It's Wolverine and Cyclops fucking. Calling it now.
Probably is. No, you're forgetting about the real important scene. It's when Iceman was revealed to be gay. That's the only scene that they ever need.
Oh damn, you're right.
Most important scene when retcon for no reason at all.
Oh god, I don't need this in my life. Yeah, Nerdette, we're talking about Batcat. Oh, we have 3 people. Oh, it's just me. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
Is Jean Grey J.K. Rowling? Find out today on Oprah.
Previously on X-Men.
Jean fires laser. Not Colossus. Fuck. Gambit just spews some Cajun bullshit. Wolverine snicks Bubs things. Professor Xavier and Jean both fall over in pain because it's too powerful. And then Storm fucking jobs. Because that's her only job in this universe, is to just job. And to marry Black Panther. Poor Storm.
Poor Storm. Jobbed. Hey, there's Storm, not the leader of the X-Men, That chick that married Black Panther for a while.
Oh God. You know what you should put in you know what you should have put in the description? That Unstoppable Wasp was stopped all along.
Yep.
Because we got
For
Unbeatable
the second time, it was stoppable. How fucking ironic is that? Unstoppable Wasp for the second time is stoppable. And now Unbeatable Squirrel Girl has been beaten by cancellation.
So you know what? I can buy because I think Ryan North said that he wanted to end Squirrel Girl, and so editorial caved in. I can buy that because he's had a 50 issues to do whatever he wanted. So like, if he wanted to quit now, and it would make sense that it was his choice. But like when Jeremy Whitley said, "Oh, it's my choice to end the series here," no, it wasn't. Your first issue got what 18K.
Yeah. Wasn't your choice. No one wanted it. No one liked it. So
even I'm one of those people who's like I tolerated it, and even it's like, okay, what's the point of this?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. He's almost as crabby as me. Hi, I am Quillsniv. I write comics, I draw comics, and I critique comics. My life is basically comics, and I hate that. Because I've put all my eggs in one basket, and if this industry collapses, then I have nowhere else to turn my talents to.
Yeah, so Quill is just hoping and praying comics will fix themselves. I mean, it's working for ASM so far, so that's 1 out of a million.
Well, it's also working for Hulk.
Oh yeah, and Hulk. Although I would say Ewing blocking people doesn't help, but even though I can separate the artist from the art.
I mean, he's fucking beating Batman. I think he's in a pretty safe position.
He's in a safe position, and it hasn't been cancelled yet, which is a recurring theme for him.
He's got 23 issues.
Yeah.
Well, wait, is it 22? Because the August solicits have on Immortal Hulk still. What a champ.
So we're getting more people joining in. So let's start with one of the big recent news is King leaving Batman. Miracles. Miracles, Quill.
Press F to pay respects.
Press F to pay respects, yes. Yeah, everyone, I want to see those Fs in the chat. Here. Press Fs to pay respect for King's departure.
Oh god, it's like this huge scandal that allegedly there's a scandal that Bob Harras didn't like the run.
I'm not surprised.
Well, Bob Harras doesn't. Bob
after number 50, it was just the King's typical too deep for you psychological, emotional crap. Like Nightmare went on for too long, and it didn't help that there was a break in between for a Flash crossover.
It went on for 4 months.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I don't think it was on Twitter, but I went to a Discord server and I typed in that you could go to issue 50, and then you could skip to the most recent issue, and nothing would have happened. Nothing's happened except for Dick getting shot in the head.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's saying something. That was it 20 or what are we on, issue 71 now?
I think so, yeah. It's in the 70s. He's getting ready for that whole City of Bane stuff.
Yeah, so
yeah, sure, Bats. If you're free, I'll just send you the link and join the hangout. Come join us as we talk about our happiness of King leaving Batman.
Okay, so here's the thing: is that while I'm glad King is gone, this is DC, a company who's infamous for making monkey paw decisions. They're gonna put Bendis on this book. Watch as I am right, because who else do they have that like? Okay, so I know Bendis isn't really like high tier right now, but like according to the industry, he is. So who else do they have? Who else do they have right now besides Tinian, who just got off Detective Comics, who's high profile enough to take on freaking Batman.
Yeah, that's true. They're kind of short on like big like A-list writers.
I mean, they've got Williamson, but I would call him B-list at like best.
Yeah. And he's already doing Batman, Superman, so
And he's still doing Flash. Also, props to Williamson for taking the Flash and putting him through like what are we on now? 70-ish issues?
yeah. Yep, 70, 71 issues.
Yeah, props to Williamson. I didn't think he could do it, but he's done it. So good for you, man.
Higor Herbert says, I wish Christopher Priest got to write Batman.
Here's the thing. I think he actually edited for it back when he was Christopher Owlsley.
I mean, Priest
he did write it.
Yeah, Priest could do Batman. I mean, his Deathstroke isn't that bad, but it isn't something like I have to get. It's something I'd rather just trade.
Also, he's writing for he's writing both Vampirella and Deathstroke. So
yeah, so unlike Tinian, who is like a magician and can able to handle multiple series.
What did that say? Batman, Catwoman.
Hey, what's up, Bat?
Tom? What's up? So Tom King is going to be writing a Batman Catwoman in 2020.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna lead into that. So for anyone that didn't know, DC just announced a new Batman Catwoman miniseries.
Or is it a mini or a maxi?
I think
it's mini. Mini implies that it's okay.
Oh no, it's ongoing. Oh no, it says continuing ongoing Bat-Cat romance. So
it's a 12 issues. So I don't know what a mini and maxi is nowadays.
So
nothing matters.
In technical terms, maxi implies 6 issues or below single digit issue numbers, whereas maxi is double digits with a planned ending.
Bats, Eric's asking who's the pretty boy who just joined the stream.
This is
I'm currently in the LCS too. So
nice. Getting your stuff or
so my guess on who is going to take over Batman is Tom Taylor.
Wouldn't be a bad choice.
The owner of the LCS just agreed to, and if you think about it, they just had Tom Taylor in the DC Talent Showcase where he wrote a Batman story, and he wrote the Batman Annual, and he's doing Deceased. They're giving him a lot of work right now. So
I mean, as long as it keeps him away from Marvel, where a lot of his just terrible stuff is.
I mean, Friend of Neighborhood Spider-Man's like his containment book at this point. I think he's doing a pretty good job on Friend of Neighborhood, but I think moving him over to DC is probably the safer bet right now.
I mean, just
as trash.
Yeah, so I think Taylor might actually be the most logical choice for now.
Either that,
it seems like it.
And he's a Marvel guy who will work for peanuts. So,
I mean, I mean, pretty sure he just did all of X-Men Red in his sleep, and just didn't bother to check anything. He's just like, "Yep, this looks okay," and just sent it over.
Let me set the scene for you. Tom King is in his one-room, one-bathroom apartment, with a bottle of cheap Jack Daniel's whiskey in his hand, and he drinks the bottle and then pops a couple of melatonins in his mouth, and then falls asleep. And then in the morning, he wakes up and you hear some quiet music, and he's got like an 11-issue series written on his desk, and he doesn't know where to go from there, so he just stops writing, and he just hands it in editorial, and they're like, "Okay, we'll make a book out of it."
Oh, I thought he just recorded his arguments with his wife.
Oh, I'm thinking of like, this is 2017 Marvel. They'll just accept anything.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
So I'm going to call it here. This new Batman Catwoman series is going to be too long. It's 12 issues. Mr. Miracle was the same amount of issues, and that obviously could have been shorter. So he's really going to drag it out.
It'll be 12,
Do you think Catwoman and Batman will argue about where they're going to put a couch in the manor?
Oh God, 12. It'll be 12 issues of Bat.
Yeah,
Cat,
yeah.
Bat,
This is just
Cat.
their lifestyle.
Oh Jesus Christ, that's gonna. I have very little faith in this.
Yeah, it's
I don't think anyone does.
it's King. It's probably just going to be like it's 12 issues. Every page is probably going to be 9 panels.
Oh God, it won't even really be good. It won't even be good 9-panel grids. It'll just be characters sitting there doing nothing, and then they'll do something at the 9th panel.
Do you think Michael Yannon can get his 3D figures into 9 panels?
Wait, you mean Clay? Isn't it Clay Mann who's doing Batman Catwoman?
Ooh,
such a
I'll
waste
check.
of a talent.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
yeah,
it
okay.
is.
Yeah, it's Clay Mann.
Have you guys read Clay Mann's and Matt Kent's Ninjak?
No, I have not.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
It's fantastic. It's like Clay Mann's almost perfect for Batman. Like just read his Ninjak. Like the action of that he does in there is just phenomenal. And it's just like Clay Mann's being wasted on like people moping in front of the camera. It's just
I'm not going to disagree with you there. That's the only thing I would say is good about Heroes in Crisis is the art. Like Clay Mann does, he's a good artist, but he's just being wasted with this emotional, too deep for you
Nothing.
mess. Pretty much nothing.
Yeah. If you get a chance, if you have Comixology Unlimited, check out the Volume 1 Ninjak Weaponer. It's
Okay,
by
yeah.
Matt Kent. Yeah, it's Matt Kent and it's Clay Mann, and it's just, if you don't know Ninjak, he's pretty much James Bond meets Batman, and it's awesome.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Sarge, I'm looking behind you and I'm seeing that New Age of Heroes poster. Boy, that aged poorly, didn't it?
It did age poorly.
It did it. Rip. F in the chat for the New Age of Heroes.
Unless Ash is here, he's the only one who's going to push F.
And then someone will press S just to be a contrarian.
Let's. Hugo Herbert says why people in the US hate Tom Taylor, but everyone in Brazil loves him. I think the thing is people like his DC work. It's just his Marvel work recently.
Now I can answer this. I think it's because people in Brazil have absolutely shit taste that they accidentally assume is good. But I knew it. I called it. Eric put S in the chat. Jesus Christ. God.
Master Chudy said, yeah, Terrific is still alive. It's the only one left. Silencer ends next month.
Rip.
Yeah, after Heroes in Crisis, I pretty much dropped all DC titles except for a handful. If you watch
I don't blame anyone that it's pretty much it. If you want to drop DC because of that, that's up to you. Like DC still has good titles, but I wouldn't fault anyone for dropping because of what King has done.
I decided to stay on Hawkman and Detective, and I said I'll see Silencer through, and I'm still enjoying Batman Beyond. So
yeah,
but
well, those are at least some good titles.
Right now,
I don't have this yet, and I've been collecting this book for 20 years, but it's hard to get it because Tom King's attached to, this whole Rick nonsense.
Right now, I'm reading Green Lantern, Red Hood. I'm planning on dropping Red Hood because of the stupid Lex Luthor offering Red Hood to train villains shit, and I think that's stupid. And Hawkman. I'm picking up the first Hawkman trade when it comes out in I think June.
Hawkman's amazing. It's if I could pick anyone to be writing Batman right now, it'd be Robert Venditti.
When it comes out, I'll get Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, good luck, Edward. You're probably gonna the Earth will be destroyed by the sun's supernova, but by the time that happens,
as I mentioned on one of your tweets, Chris, I haven't read Doomsday Clock since 2017.
Yeah, I don't I don't blame anyone. It's just I think it's very clearly Gary Frank's fault because he is so slow when it comes to art. The art is good. I'll give him that. It is really good art, but he is so slow.
I'm gonna not necessarily disagree, but I'm gonna say that it's also John's fault too, because apparently he's been going back and revising a ton of shit to keep up with
The
with
changes.
with the changes that like the DC universe has been going under since
Here,
Heroes in Crisis.
let me one up both of you. I think it's DC's fault. DC is telling Johns what he can and can't do, and so he has to keep revising it. And so that gives Gary Frank enough time to erase his pencils and start all over again. Because both Jeff Johns and Gary Frank have been a team before where they can put out a monthly book.
Gary Frank is old as shit though, so he might not have that same magic that he used to. That's the problem.
Regardless, there's no reason that the book couldn't be monthly, other than rewrites and redraws entirely.
I guarantee you, the moment that Gary Frank puts down his pencil, he's going to keel over and his heart's going to stop.
Let's see. Hey, what's up, Maverick? You weren't notified. Join the club. That's just YouTube in general.
Yeah, I was notified. I was notified through Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so King is gone from Batman after 85. He's doing this Batman Catwoman 12-issue series to conclude everything. And I found it hilarious that like the King defenders are just like DC did him dirty by not letting him finish the story. It's just like he wastes people time with these drawn out stories. Bullshit. He cannot condense it.
He wasted 8 issues on Batman being strapped into a machine and feeling sad. I have no sympathy for a man who has to write 8 issues of a man strapped to a machine and feeling sad when I could tell that same story in 3 or 2 issues. I'm sorry.
I could probably tell it in 1.
I got really angry and I don't feel good about that.
Like, it's such a poor excuse to that, he can't finish it properly. It's like, bullshit. Yes, he can. He now has the motivation to finish it properly.
I actually, one of my first thoughts when it was announced he was leaving was he's probably going to condense the next 15 the last 20 issues of his run into the next 15.
Yeah, I would have assumed City of Bane would be the end because he's been setting up Bane to be the end game.
It's a big guy.
Yeah,
for you. Look at that, guys. I know Bane posting. Aren't I clever? Ha 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 ha. Let's see.
How do you suppose DC fixes Batman? That's what I've been the question I've been posing in my head.
Just fucking reboot it. It doesn't matter at this point.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. As much as anyone doesn't want another relaunch or reboot, that's the best way. Same with Superman. The best bet is to just reboot it and just get a different writer.
Everything is so goddamn muddled across. It's not just King's book. It's across the entire board because you got Bendis ripping Superman a new one, and then you've got continuity all over the place because no one knows what's going on anymore. There's no editors at the desk and just sitting down and actually going through the books to make sure that they're actually in continuity. So at this point, what's the point of maintaining this continuity if no one's going to care anymore? They might as well just start over. I know that's a really nihilist philosophy there, but at this point, is there any other philosophy to maintain that can really right the ship?
Yeah. And Trudy, I agree. When King is forced to focus, you probably get better quality. I mean, his one shot for Swamp Thing is really good. That is the only thing I will probably defend King on. He's good with a singular story in a single issue. It's just when he's allowed to draw him out is when the quality goes down the toilet.
I would say that King did really well with the first story arc, the second arc, and the third arc. But then it was around issue 25 when it becomes Jokes and Riddles, where it kind of just loses the narrative. And then from there we go into this Catwoman thing, because basically from Jokes and Riddles, it pretty much starts off with Batman being sad at that point, where in the first, like, I would call it the first trilogy of Rebirth of Batman, he's very determined and very like focused, where he's just like he wants to help these people, and then he gets screwed over, and then he's super mad and he wants to fix the problem that he essentially created, you know. But then once we go into that flashback storyline, it has these current flash forwards where Batman's like sitting around in his bedroom in his boxers moping to Catwoman about how he screwed up.
I'm sad. Help me.
I'm sad. Please help me.
And then she's over there rubbing his shoulders and tapping him on the thigh, being like, "Oh, it's okay, Brucey. It's okay." And he's,
Bat cat,
you know,
bat cat.
And then it kind of just dissolves from there. And then by the time we reach the part where Batman doesn't say anything other than "Amen" in a church, and then he gets saved by his girlfriend who's being shot at by a 13 bullet revolver, it's all just downhill from there. It's just a disaster.
Yeah. And the disaster that was Batman number 50 didn't help.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So you know what? I'm not gonna necessarily gonna defend King here, but I'm gonna say something that might kind of throw you guys off. I feel kind of bad for him, because if King knew what was coming, like he obviously knew what was coming in the storyline, but if he'd had time to prepare for the damage control, I think he would have done a much better job of doing it and not just kind of bullshit his way through like, oh, it's going to be solved in the next 50 issues. I feel like he would have had a more solid response. But the problem is the New York Times leaked the story like 3 days early.
Yeah.
He didn't get a chance to I guess create his damage control story. And so I feel kind of bad for him because he wasn't able to.
There never should have been damage in the first place. DC should have never allowed that to happen in the first place. Where I get out of church on a Sunday and almost use the Lord's name in vain, because something I've been looking forward to for 2 years is completely, you know.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to necessarily defend King on his storyline choice, but like I wish he'd gotten a chance to, you know, kind of settle the damage on his own terms, if that makes sense.
You know, they could have just easily married him and then killed Catwoman and kept Batman in his perpetual loop of sadness.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Well, they would have gotten accused of misogyny and fridging female characters for the sake of a male character's storyline.
Whatever.
Damn, that was callous. I love it.
I mean, yeah, Edward Brewer, they did hype up that wedding to death.
They've got like
a year of work that ended in nothing.
Here, let me flip my camera around. Let me show you something.
They had what, 3 or 4 different trades for the Batman wedding alone?
Yeah.
So check this out.
Holy shit.
So this is all this here. These stacks are all Tom King. So going back to 45, 49, there's 51.
Holy crap.
We're hitting Spencer Captain America levels of thick.
Thick stacks! Nerd, get in here!
Yeah. So these are all Tom King right here. So people aren't happy. It's like
So Maverick makes a point that the Dio and Jim Lee should have gone down to the offices and been like, hey, you take down that article. That's exactly what they did when Rich the Leech launched his article on Bleeding Cool about King leaving Batman. I'm not even joking. Like, I went to go check it a couple of days, like yesterday, and the article was gone. The only way I could find it was I had Mech look it up for me on the Wayback Machine. That tells you something that like they wanted to fucking damage control the shit out of King leaving Batman.
On that note, my friend who's the retailer, the owner of the shop here, they're all in a DC group together. That's adminned by DC Sales, and one of the retailers said, "Hey, is this Tom King story true or not?" The admins completely cut the comments off, so it couldn't, and no one could ask any questions.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so
DC BTFO'd.
Mm-hmm. So,
oh my god!
I will say I found it funny in that that Bleeding Cool article. Rich put in the fact it's like it's such a shame considering it's been Eisner nominated several times. It's just like no one cares if it's Eisner nominated.
That
comes back when it wins one.
That implies the Eisners have any meaning to begin with.
Which they don't. It's as soon as they gave Squirrel Girl a win, it lost any meaning
for art. And you know what? I think Erica Henderson is a nice person. I've never met her, but I feel like she's a nice person. But when on her art on Squirrel Girl is fucking reprehensible. I don't want to look at
her non-Squirrel Girl art is actually good.
Yeah, it just alarms me like how Marvel fucking bled her dry.
Oh yeah, Eric says when King's Batman becomes a college course, like that one loon suggested, maybe the college will buy them to use as textbooks. That's so funny. I saw that. Oh yeah, King's Run is necessary for like a scholarly study. I'm just like, that's hilarious. No.
Yeah.
Unless it's a study on how not to write a comic.
How to not portray mental depression in comic books.
How to subvert expectations the wrong way.
Let me get
the Ryan way.
The Ryan way, yeah. I'm pretty sure Ryan Johnson saw Batman number 50 and just had a huge erection.
No, he wasn't just an erection. He just came like a fountain.
Both heads were round.
Woo!
So here's a thing, a little comic trivia. So James Robinson's Starman, which is like a Magnus Opus, or however you say that, I'm a dummy. Yeah, that's like actually critically acclaimed and fan acclaimed DC, and that book is 85 issues.
Yeah,
and Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, their run on Fantastic Four is 103. So like, I don't know where Tom King gets the idea that he's on the level of like Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, or James Robinson in the 90s. Like, you're some doofus who can barely tell a like cohesive story.
I mean, just look at Mr. Miracle. That was a convoluted mess.
It started off great.
It did. And then, like, after halfway and the constant delays, it just went to hell. It was like, what is even going on with this story anymore? It's like, I'm so confused, and it doesn't even end properly. It ends on a cliffhanger.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I got to about 10, and I was like, this doesn't even matter. This doesn't even matter.
Pretty much.
And I like New Gods. I'm a DC diehard, so it's like really weird after Heroes in Crisis where I'm like, no, I can't support this company while they're just letting this doofus run around and like wreck the entire universe.
Well, I remember like what was it, Heroes in Crisis number 4, where's that one page, it's that splash page with Harley and Ivy just talking and fucking talking. Like everyone was
that should be in studies on how not to like write dialogue and portray it on a page. That
I'm not
was
sure.
So terrible.
I think we were wondering if there was like a legitimate competition where Bendis and King were competing with each other to see who could fit the most dialogue onto a single goddamn page.
Yeah, the most pointless dialogue in a single page.
If you guys get a chance, watch some of my Heroes in Crisis videos. They're pretty amusing. Some of them I'm just like, I just rip out the 9-panel pages because they're useless.
Good.
I'm like, we don't need this part. And then they're like, In the one with the big giant word balloon thing,
Yeah.
I just crumpled that up, and then I took a pic.
Did you,
I
set-
took
did
a
you set
pic.
it on fire?
No, I kept it on my desk for about 3 months as a memento, and so it would make an
God.
it would make an
And
appearance
yeah, I agree on
every time.
I agree with Ash. Lack of editing is the problem. Even the greatest writers need good editors. If the editors on Superman can wake up, that would be appreciated.
Yep.
I mean, how can he still get away with screwing around with continuity? Like,
'Cause he's
he
Bendis.
still hasn't addressed his contradiction with Oz Effect. The crime syndicate being alive despite the fact they died.
Wasn't in for like Forever Evil or
And members
Yeah,
died
they-
in Forever Evil and the Dark Side War. Like, the remaining members died in the Dark Side War. So they're all dead. So how they're
It's like,
back,
hey,
it's confusing.
well, luckily they did explain one thing where John had said, "Oh, I've met alternate universe versions of myself, and I'm not into. I don't like them." And then everyone was like, "He's never met them." And then like 3 months later, in Adventures of Super Sons, that happened. So it's
Yeah.
Here's the,
so,
here's the thing is that of all the people, the one person I least expected to fix continuity was Bendis, and yet somehow in Young Justice, he's like the only person who has any idea what's going on in terms of like the Doomsday Clock stuff. Because in issue 5 of Young Justice, Zatanna fixes Tim Drake's memories of like the pre-Flashpoint continuity. And I was like, holy shit, what is going on? We were at the point where fucking Brian Michael Bendis, a man who is notorious for ignoring continuity whenever it serves his own purposes, is the only person in DC besides maybe Lobdell and Venditti who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
It's
wait, in Young Justice,
you know, if he
Yeah.
could bring that to Superman, that would be greatly appreciated. Because
If he could be damned to try, that'll be lovely.
I mean, you know, his contradiction of like the most basic personality for Lois Lane, the fact that she never runs away, she doesn't care for her own life, she cares more about the job at hand, and just Bendis ignores that. Oh yeah, I left our son with your crazy father because I'm a human, and that's a liability. It's like bullshit. You in Rebirth, you wore the Hellbound armor to fight the Eradicator. You joined the Female Furies, the Darkseid's most elite strike force. You went into a war zone in order to save your dad. Bullshit. You think that being human is a liability? That's the laziest way to get her to return to Earth without her son.
I just wanted to go home.
just wanted to go home.
Did he ever explain the relationship between Lex and her?
No, I think he's going to make her an offer and you're the villain.
Probably.
Okay.
You know,
So Lois, my plan is we poison Clark with kryptonite and then we fuck.
I jammed kryptonite into his penis, rendering him infertile. So that way he can't make any more super babies with you.
But we can make our own super babies, but they're super in intellect.
With my super mega dick. I can just imagine Clark. You know that Shadow the Hedgehog meme from Sonic Adventure 2? You see Superman come on the TV. I've come to make an announcement. Lex Luthor is a bitch ass motherfucker. He pissed all over my fucking wife.
Oh, Lex. Maverick says if I was Didio, I would have Venditti on Batman. Well, Didio doesn't make a lot of good decisions, so
You don't want to say you're Didio, you fucking
Yeah.
moron.
yeah. Because if you were Didio, you would put Bendis on Batman, and then you would go out of your way to kill like any legacy character.
And then you would put Bendis on Wonder Woman too. Just watch the whole thing burn.
Yeah, he can be on all the Trinity.
Ugh.
I think they should just give Bendis the entire DC universe and just call it a day.
Also, there's rumors that King's writing a Wally West book.
Oh boy. Oh no. if
And,
there is a character that he does not understand,
it's fucking Wally.
that's Wally West.
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm super sad. I better kill everyone, then frame Booster Gold and Harley Quinn, and then kill myself.
And then revive myself 3 days later so I can leak the document to the press through time travel.
Oh, what a bastardization of like Wally's character.
You know what? Okay, so Eric suggests putting National Treasure Gabby Rivera on Batman. You know what? I would be totally fine with that because even if we put Gabby Rivera, it would at least be fucking hilarious to laugh at.
It would be hilarious and would get a lot of attention.
I've always wanted to see Batman as a lesbian. That'd be quite an interesting story.
As a Hispanic
Wait a minute,
lesbian who's
Oh, I was
also
gonna
a space alien.
I was gonna say we already had a lesbian Batman, but okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Batwoman.
No, I was gonna. I thought the lesbian Batman was the Tom King run, but I must have been mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So I guess that makes a good way to segue into one of our other topics of discussion. The
Yes,
Batwoman trailer.
Batwoman. CW's Batwoman. Just when you think they couldn't get any worse, Batwoman happens. So
just when you think it can't get any worse, I'm not gonna let a man take credit for a woman's work.
that trailer is
Oh, God.
so
Even-
much propaganda. Yeah, I'm
okay.
not gonna let a man take credit for a woman's work.
Let me dress up in a
hence why
man's
you're
costume.
stealing his suit and identity and legacy to do your own work.
Oh my god. Makes me sad. Oh my god. Okay, so and getting into critical bits, like actual criticism of the trailer. I think that Kate's backstory doesn't really work in the modern day.
It doesn't, and considering that, yeah, the CW verse is so, very open to like gays and all that. Like, it doesn't work in this setting. That she gets like she's like an outcast in the military because she's gay.
Well, no, because like part of Kate's story was that she was part of the military during Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Yeah,
which is why she was discharged for having a gay, I guess having a relationship with a
woman.
Yeah. So but in her original origin story that made sense. But this is 2019 where Don't Ask, Don't Tell is long since been a thing of the past.
Yeah.
So that origin, I mean, it works in the comics because of the sliding time scale and all that.
Yeah,
but,
this was back in what, like 2006 when she
2005.
debuted. Yeah,
During the
2005.
I think
So
it was a
it
Hunter
would have been more believable then. But 2019, yeah, I agree. I don't think it would work. It's not believable unless it's some really like stuck in the old days military camp.
Either that or it's like way in the past. When was Don't Ask, Don't Tell repealed? Like 2011?
I would think so.
Yeah, so it doesn't really, unless it's like an 8-year ago time skip, I don't know if it's gonna work out. I was hoping they would like modernize her backstory, and like I don't have a problem with Kate's original backstory of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. In fact, I actually think it was a really good way to get her out of the military into the Bat costume. But I guess in this modern day, because they're trying to put it in the modern day, and I just don't think it works with the context of Don't Ask, Don't Tell being repealed. It'll be perfection when it fits a woman.
That was so dumb.
God.
This suit is literal perfection. It is when it will fit a woman.
God.
Oh God.
Damn. And then you got
That
her
trailer.
And then you got her running. Remember the animated film Mystery of the Batwoman?
I think so. Yeah.
That it looks like that costume before she puts on the wig. It looks disgusting.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Elijah. Everyone got a good laugh out of that trailer.
like I don't even think the people who liked the trailer thought it was genuinely good.
I don't think so. It's just like, oh my God, yes, we have a lesbian bat
Yas
person.
Queen.
Yas Queen Slay. I'm all for this. Will I watch the show? Probably not, but the fact that it exists is good enough.
Yeah, you know what? If they do something with Kate other than just, hey guys, lesbian here, let me talk to you about how I'm oppressed. You know what? I'll give it a shot. But until then,
It's the CW, so don't get your hopes up.
I was looking forward to having another show to make fun of, but this isn't even worth making fun of. It's just
I know, like the trailer is so ham-fisted. It's just like, yeah, this is probably what it's going to be, and the villain looks like it's just going to be discount Harley Quinn.
not even that. It just looks like it's gonna be fucking like guys in.
Who even is the villain for this TV series?
I don't even. Let me look it up.
Cool character, but it just looks like discount Harley Quinn.
Let me look it
I
up.
believe that's supposed to be the White Rabbit.
White Rabbit, okay.
Okay. I'm not Alice.
Okay, yeah.
Red Ace. Red Alice.
Okay. Yeah. They're probably just going to make her discount Harley Quinn. I mean, that's how she is kind of portrayed
Look how
in the
wacky
trailer.
Look how wacky I am, guys. Lol.
I mean, we've had discount Harley Quinn since the New 52. It's all Harley Quinn has been. It's like it's not like we've had premium Harley Quinn in 8 years. So
I blame the Arkham games for new Harley, because that's where the designs first started going in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Maverick says, "What's cringier, the Batwoman trailer or Captain Marvel?" I don't know. Captain Marvel was kind of cringe. Batwoman was like so ham-fisted with like, "I'm a lesbian and a woman. Hear me roar."
I love how like I'm on Wikipedia and I just because I wanted to figure out who the villain was. And like they're saying like it's an apparent review bombing campaign. Like, okay, so I guess videos can't just get lots of dislikes for being bad.
It's the white straight male patriarchy, of course.
I knew it, and it says like it's similar to the one suffered by Captain Marvel in early 29. Jesus Christ, they really want to hammer you on with that narrative.
Oh boy, I'm not surprised.
I don't even care about like. Okay, so I do care about the narrative stuff, but like I care more about how utterly garbage it looks and how little production value there is in there. But I think it's hilarious that it got this much dislike. They got this many dislikes. I just imagine it would be like ignored entirely. Because who wants another fucking bat character show when we just finished up Gotham?
Yeah. I mean, well, CW is ending their series, so
They're ending
Arrow.
And I think they're ending Legends.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm going to
they're ending superhero Doctor Who and discount Batman.
I'm going to guess that they're going to do the same format they did with Arrow, where it did that flashback on the island, but they're going to do flashback in the military and how she was oppressed by the white patriarchy of the U.S. Army and
by the white male drill sergeant.
And then it's gonna cut to the present day where she's, sticking it to the man who happens to be her cousin.
Oh, so well, I find it stupid that in this universe, Batman just up and left Gotham.
I think it's supposed to be a callback to. I think it's supposed to be a callback to No Man's Land.
Like maybe, but like the narrative for that is just like Batman doesn't care about Gotham anymore. He left us. I'm just like,
why?
Are you sure? Are you sure that's Batman? Because like Gotham is supposed to be an important part for him. Like, I don't think he would just out of nowhere just up and leave Gotham and just say, "Screw you all. I don't know. I'm gonna go chill in Metropolis."
It looks like fucking Canada. Look, okay, so like there's a joke that Central City is just, I don't remember, they film all their shows in Canada apparently because it saves them money on their budget.
Yeah, it does. CW does it all the time. They do it with Supernatural as well.
It's like, so what's the point of just making another show? Why call it Gotham when it's clearly just downtown Ontario or somewhere?
It's Central City with a night filter.
It's like when Power Rangers went from LA to like Sydney. It was like
to New Zealand, wasn't it? Because it was cheaper.
Oh yeah. It was New Zealand.
Yeah, to New Zealand. Yeah.
and like all of a sudden, we went from like kind of mildly like dirty, grimy green parks to like beautiful hillsides. It's like, oh well, okay.
Thing is, I feel bad about Ruby Rose because people got mad at her for being Batwoman because she isn't a lesbian, because she's gender fluid and therefore not a lesbian. I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know.
And
I don't know
not
what you
Jewish.
just said.
Yeah, so
It's
I
just
guess
like,
by that logic, Grant Gustin shouldn't be Barry Allen because he's not fucking blonde with blue eyes.
he's not blonde, blue eyes. He's not a forensic scientist.
So what you're saying? I should be Barry Allen.
Pretty
Hell,
much. If you're blonde, blue eyed, go for
Shave
it.
your fucking beard.
Oh, darn
Unless
it!
or keep the beard and be like old Barry.
Old man Barry. Well, and just like old woman Harley. Did you hear about that? They made a fucking old woman Harley maxi.
Yeah, I did. I was not
makes
impressed
me
with the first issue, so I dropped it.
So what you should be reading is this here. This is premium DC Comics.
Ugh, God, get that shit out of my face. Swear to God, I'm gonna fucking shoot you through the screen.
Was
Or this, or better yet, this.
Wonder Twins and Naomi?
Actually, I like Wonder Twins, so
Really?
yeah.
Eric says nobody should be allowed to play fictional characters because they are not fictional actors.
You sound wait, Batch, were you the one who said like really when I said that I liked Wonder Twins?
Yeah, I'm very surprised by that.
Actually, I don't know. Mark Russell, I think, has a very good lock on the two. Just helps that they're very foreign people and that they have zero idea how human culture works. So it's just them bouncing off of each other and then trying to interact with people and failing. I don't know. He got a lot of goodwill out of me from Flintstones. So
Oh, right on. I'm glad someone likes it. Like every time I read one of his books, I feel like he's my mortal enemy. And
Well, he did that cat issue of Harley Quinn, which nobody liked.
he did the Porky Pig Lex Luthor crossover, which I liked, but I know a lot of people didn't. So you know what? Maybe I just have a lot of goodwill from Flintstones and Snagglepuss.
You probably read his good ones. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't read his Red Sonja. It's absolutely atrocious.
I've heard Prez is good.
No.
Well, we got someone else in the chat that likes Wonder Twins as well. Alexis Fallons likes Wonder Twins. Although, are you talking about just the characters or the current comic?
Is DC, so like finding anything good is relative. I don't know. Let's see.
Here's the answer. Here's the answer to all your problems. This is the answer.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so it's so fucking blurry. I can't see what's going on.
Oh, here. I'll slow it down. I'll slow it down.
Based.
See. Is it blurry on my end?
Alexis says the current comic as well.
Okay, so I feel less bad about liking a comic book because people around me have affirmed my beliefs.
There, Bats is holding up Hawkman, which everyone should read.
Mm-hmm.
You know, DC's not promoting it because it's not Batman, so...
Think of it like Batman, where he's not a bat, but he's a hawk.
Think of it as Batman, but he's not sad all the time.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
And when he is sad, it actually makes sense. It isn't just like he's randomly sad for no reason.
Are you current on it, Chris?
Yeah, I'm caught up with all of Hawkman.
Do you see? You're a Toku fan as well. Do you notice all the Toko that's in it, like the Morpher, the giant robots? Like, am I just projecting, or is that like?
I don't know. I'll have to look back because
think of it like his centerpiece is a henshin device. He goes from like he has this little hawk emblem. He puts it on his chest, and then it like transforms him into a shirtless winged man, and then he's fighting giant robots. I'm like,
That's fucking great. Am I right?
And then also all the Deathbringers are just mindless villains who all look the same, who come out of the giant robots. It's
Pretty
like,
much, yeah.
like
Okay.
I don't
Alexis,
know if I'm just speculating.
Alexis, you're wrong. Wonder Twins isn't better than Immortal Hulk. I'm gonna stop you there.
Yeah, that's just sacrilege. Like,
That's
get that heresy out of here.
Okay, you're
That's
just,
just shitposting.
you're just fucking memeing with me now.
Yeah, pretty much. Nothing is better than that.
Oh, jeez.
Eric saying, "I'm
Maybe-
holding up a
maybe
copy of
ASM.
America. You just can't see it." Eric,
Maybe
no one wants
ASM
to
right
see it.
now.
ASM's
Okay.
really good. Been
Yeah.
enjoying that.
Have you seen the solicits for August?
I have not, no.
It's Peter and Boomerang up against the new Sinister Syndicate.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
That looks fucking great.
Yes, I know Spencer's gonna have a lot of fun with that.
Well, I mean, he writes a fantastic Boomerang and Beetle, so having those two take a not necessarily center stage, but like having them like on the other side of Peter is going to be a good benefit.
I would like to read Superior Foes, but Steven Lieber told me not to on Twitter the other day. So
Why?
I'm not. Because they're selling that $10 Leviathan, and I called him on it saying his art is flat and lazy.
Oh, okay. So,
and then he told me if I don't like his art in the book, I don't have to buy it. And while I'm at it, I need to avoid Superior Spider Foes because that's where he learned how to not draw.
I'm gonna disagree with Liber there. You need to check out Superior Foes because that's Spencer and Liber at their peak.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't like Liber's art as well, but I enjoyed Superior Foes. I had a good time with it.
I actually like Liber's art mostly because it's just the amateurishness works in a way. Like
I think with the setting of Superior Foes, that's where it works. But with Jimmy Olsen, I don't know.
It might work. I haven't seen it yet, so
I think it's really hard to look at the Jimmy Olsen books from the 70s by Jack Kirby, or look at the Jimmy Olsen book from 2009, and then look at the Jimmy Olsen from 2019. It just doesn't. No,
yeah.
I know Jimmy Olsen's a doofus character, but like, you kind of have to look at the things that came before it and go, oh, okay, I got to get on this level.
I just don't think a Jimmy Olsen series would work nowadays.
It's because everything's cape shit, and I don't necessarily think Jimmy Olsen works as a cape shit book.
Yeah, and him exploring like the weirdness of DC, like again, I don't know if it worked with Jimmy because for like since like New 52, he's just been a grounded character. The reporter, Superman.
So that doesn't necessarily work because he didn't have that goofy background that he does in the comics. Or in the pre-Flashpoint continuity.
Yeah, that goofiness is gone. So how it would work now, like post,
would be kind of, and I say out of character, but like that implies that he has a character in the post 52 continuity.
The way they could do it is they could give him a YouTube channel. He like explores the DC universe through the YouTube.
Hey guys, Jimmy Olsen here. I'm about to do a social experiment with Talia al Ghul. Yeah, she's not going to expect it. Yo, you just got pranked. I mean, it's just a social experiment. Please calm down.
Jimmy Olsen dicks down Talia al Ghul. It was just a prank, bro. But anyways, now we've pissed on DC enough. Time to go shit on Marvel now.
Oh yes, so if anyone hasn't seen, Marvel Comics had a couple of errors on one of their variants for number 1000. One of which has been noticed is the fact that New 52 Alan Scott and his boyfriend
yeah
kissing, is on the cover of a variant, despite the fact they are from DC Comics.
You know what? If they had taken like the North Star wedding, because I think what was it, 2012 when North Star got married to his boyfriend Kyle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If they'd taken that, that would have worked out just fine. But for some reason, the editors got fucking lazy and decided to let fucking Alan Scott in there somehow.
Actually, there's been an update on that. So, Nicholas Scott, who was the artist for Earth 2 at that time, found out. And she jokingly asked, "Am I getting a paycheck for this?" And then the artist who did that cover, that collage cover, he revealed he does not properly check what he searches.
What the shit?
Wait, I think I saved his actual response if I can find it.
Oh my god.
He
Fuck
just
A.
Googled gay kiss and was like gay kiss comics.
He pretty
and was
much
like, oh, this one's
probably
perfect.
just googled gay kiss comics and probably just picked the first one without even search. Okay, yeah, this was his actual response to someone pointing it out. He says, "I usually use comics for my collages, but a few times, 5%, I get pictures on the internet. Unfortunately, my mistakes comes from here." So he just searched it up and didn't even bother to check.
So this is fucking incompetence on the level of HP.
I was wondering when that was gonna pop up.
Oh boy.
Well, you bring up collages, you can't expect me to not bring up HP. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, this screw up wasn't the only one. A couple of characters below is Red Sonja, who Marvel do not own the rights for anymore. People have said that's actually MJ as Red Sonja.
That is true. There was an issue of, I think, Marvel Team Up where MJ was...
It is Marvel
by...
Team Up number 79, I think it was. Spidey and Red Sonja. But the thing is, that panel alone where that picture is taken from doesn't name her as MJ. It just says, no, she's Red Sonja, and she looks like Red Sonja. So I'm thinking, would that still, like, the loophole still wouldn't apply? Because
I think it's weird because the character is still technically Mary Jane.
Yeah, like the character is Mary Jane, but it's called Red Sonja and looks like her. That's the thing.
Yeah,
and I would think trademarks would still apply to the name and the appearance.
It might be that because it's MJ being taken over by Red Sonja that they have some kind of special dispensation to use that specific issue. I can't confirm. I'm just spitballing here, but it might be that they have like special dispensation in the rights to use that specific issue of Marvel Team Up.
I mean, I think they should have went for 3 and just had freaking Marvel Godzilla on there too, and just called it a day.
I mean, they've got US Kaiju.
Yeah, that's true.
Or is it American?
He hasn't been used since Marvel Now
Avengers.
2.0.
Oh my god!
I don't even know what US Kaiju is, and I don't want to know. I'm gonna live with it.
Or is it American Kaiju?
It's I think it's American Kaiju.
But okay, so
Is American Kaiju a lesbian?
No, it's
Totally I'm not interested.
it's a kaiju with American colors painted on it.
America,
but it's not a lesbian.
No.
Darn it!
It's a white male soldier. Oh,
damn it!
How dare they?
Yeah, it should have been they should have represented some group that is. It should be trans. It's just what it should have been. It should have been a trans kaiju with American flag on it.
Let's see. Alexis, edited cover coming. Yep. DC. Not DC. Marvel did announce they're going to change it. They're going to change it.
I guess good on them for admitting that they fucked up, but it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. Editors, wake up.
I think
editing
Nick Lowe,
team.
I think Nick
do
Lowe
your job. Wake up.
Nick Lowe of all people is doing his job in Spider-Man, so I don't know why everyone else is fucking slacking off. Yeah. Jesus.
But yeah, so yeah, Marvel did an oopsie.
I think that's a bit of an understatement. That's blatant stealing, kind of.
Pretty much, and lazy stealing for that. Just okay, gay kissing comics.
Gay comic
Yeah,
kissing
that
Red
seems
Sonja.
about right. That look.
Jesus Christ.
Eric says Marvel can't keep their gays straight.
Well, they can't keep Bobby straight, that's for sure.
Did you guys see the announcement from Marvel like 6 hours ago saying this is going to be one of the most important moments in X-Men history, and it's like Xavier, Rogue, and they're having
that's not Rogue. That's not Rogue. It's Maura McTaggart.
Oh, I don't know. Just brown hair and white hair.
Use your eyes, you loser.
Please enlighten me who this Maura who?
Xavier's
it's one of his like love interests, isn't it?
Yeah,
she
like
just
one of his.
Why does she look like Rogue?
Because she's wearing a hat. Have you not seen the covers for House of X?
I have, but I haven't read X-Men since Ultimate X-Men, so I'm sorry.
To be fair, I didn't notice it was Moira either. I thought it was actually Kitty for some reason because it's just the brown hair.
Bendis is back.
I mean, that would be nice. That would be nice if Bendis came back.
No, we just started fixing Marvel. We're finally getting a good Spider-Man run. Iron Man is tolerable again. Hulk of all things is outselling Batman.
That one time. Let's be honest. It's not going to happen twice.
If it does, will you?
that would be great and sad for DC. Like, look, a Hulk title is outselling your number one character.
And like even though I actually don't even like the Hulk that much. Like I don't hate him in particular, but like I'm not like the biggest Hulk fan. But like I have gone on record saying like Hulk is not a good seller. Like even when it was Peter David's run, I don't think Hulk really has historically sold well. So the fact that he's outselling fucking Batman, I think says something. It can be attributed both to the quality of Hulk and Batman, but still, it's saying something. Ah! I think it's Eric redacted his message. You coward.
Hey, whoa, you didn't give me a clap warning.
I wasn't.
I was just looking at the graphic novels next to me, and look what I found.
What did you find? Oh, Earth 2. Am I thinking who was it? Was it Robinson who basically had Darkseid come in and kill everyone, or was that someone else? I don't remember.
It's probably
Robinson was the first writer. I know Taylor took over, but then someone took over after Taylor.
Dan Abnett.
Yeah, he was the one who did Earth 2 to Society, right?
Yeah,
I'm looking at him right now.
Society books.
Oh, and then we had everyone's favorite Marguerite Bennett came in.
I don't hate her.
I do.
Okay.
Have you not been reading Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where they sit around in space and eat potato chips and talk about soda?
No,
that run has been very average. It's just filler until Ryan Parrott takes over. I don't hate it. That it has its moments, but it's been very average.
I can't tell what's going on. Like
I don't think the art does either.
Yeah, the art is unbearable. Like it has the case of the mush, where it doesn't matter which direction you look at it. It just looks like bright colors happening at something. Yeah. And there's no gutters that break up the panels. It's all just black gutters, and it's just almost impossible to read. Where I'm just like,
don't worry, we got next week's the final issue before Ryan Parrott takes over.
And then who takes over Goko? Is Cena Grace? Is that a true thing?
No,
No,
he's co-writing.
He and Parrot are co-writing it.
So there's still a chance that it could be good.
Yes.
Mainly because of Parrot. Well, Cena says that he's a huge fan of Mighty Morphin, so
He said he was
I
a fan
don't
of Iceman too, so
yeah, he was a fan of Iceman too, and look what happened there.
I do think that as long as I think Grace is mostly going to be like, you know how Tomasi and Gleason are both credited for Superman, but Gleason really only does like suggestions for Tomasi, while
Tomasi does everything. Yeah,
I think it'll be like that kind of role.
it pretty much will be like that. Like Grace would just be like, "What if the Rangers did that?" And then Ryan would be like, "Okay."
What if gay?
What if gay? And Ryan would be like, we'll make a background character gay. Is that good enough? Well, as long as they're gay.
They'll make they'll make either Bulk or Skull gay.
I would go out on a limb and I would go out on a limb that they would do it to Billy. Or if they're really woke, they'll do it to Zach, because then they can hit 2 woke points.
Well, I mean, Zach is already he's already mega straight. At the very least, he'll be bi. At the very most, he could only be bi. Because then that would just derail Parrot's entire storyline so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess our final talking point today is the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl was beaten, supposedly, or not necessarily beaten, but it chose to quit.
It chose to quit. Yep. Issue
On a
number
Tuesday.
50 of everyone's favorite Unbeatable Squirrel Girl will be the last. No F's in the chat for this because I don't think anyone really cares.
No.
Eric
one
will put an S.
I'll lowercase f. We don't need those capital F's.
Lowercase f's, y'all.
So yes, ironically, the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl was beaten by an ending, by a cancellation of sorts.
She was beaten by low sales.
It was beaten by those imaginary musculastic sales.
So actually, I did some digging, and there actually might be some credence to that theory that Scholastic sales are holding it up, because Scholastic sales in total of all Western publishers for graphic novels, they make up 33% of the entire market. So it wouldn't surprise me if those numbers were supplementing Marvel's.
Yeah.
This isn't me necessarily trying to say, oh, Squirrel Girl sells, but it might actually justify the single issues not doing great. And if they took Squirrel Girl off the single issue market and just focus on the trades, I actually think it would be mildly successful. Not necessarily like, wow, so great, but making a profit as opposed to like wasting time on single issues.
Yeah, well, the trades, they always try to justify like,
digital sales.
This can still exist because the trades are doing so well. It's just like, you're half right there.
Prove it.
You need prove it, and I would rather that the single issues sell better, because that is the clear indicator of what a series should stand on, is by the numbers of the at least by the numbers of the single issues.
If it's not a trade exclusive series, it needs those single issues to prove that it can sell.
Yeah. Let's see. Maverick saying, "Wait, Squirrel Girl was still selling." Yes, surprisingly. Like,
yeah,
I honestly
9K.
thought it was canceled. Ages ago.
I've heard. Okay, so I've read a couple of issues of ever since Erica Henderson left and Derek Charm took over. It actually had a pretty nice uptick in quality. Not like I would start buying it regularly, but it was a comfy read. I could actually see myself. Giving this to my child as a birthday present, not having them collapse over in pain.
Look how comfortable it looks on the shelf.
Okay.
This is how comfortable the book is.
How many thick stacks are there?
Well, you could see. There you go.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Is that a battle line variant? They gave fucking Squirrel Girl a battle lines variant. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, don't you want to buy this?
To be fair, I bought that cover because it's an actual good cover. I have no intention. of reading that comic, but I only got it for the cover. The art on that, the battle line variants are actually good. I'm surprised
Is
they
that-
don't use those artists.
Is that Justin Trudeau?
I can't see it. You're so fucking blurry.
Is that
Improve your-
Justin?
Probably.
Hey, little boy, want to SS?
Yep, this is.
Ash points out Squirrel Girl lasted longer than the last 4 X-Men series.
Oh my god.
That's
Well,
just sad. That's really sad.
It lasted longer than most series. It's
I
lasted.
know, 50 issues.
It's
Which is
lasted longer than
surprising when it's like...
But how many reboots in between those 1 to 50?
none of them. They
There's
were
no
all
renumbering.
no 0 renumbering.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
longest
honest-
lasting Marvel title in years.
Well, I mean, Spider-Man Deadpool just hit number 50.
Oh, okay.
You fucking liar.
When was the last time X-Men lasted 50 issues? Oh, ages ago.
Like the Gillen run,
Yeah.
I think. If that. Either that or Morrison's run.
And actually, like speaking of that, someone pointed out that the whole kind of pointlessness of X-Men having to be relaunched. It's just like Claremont didn't need to until he expanded. Morrison didn't need to. He just slapped new onto it.
I'm gonna be a loser here. Just fucking get rid of Rosenberg and give Hickman Uncanny.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
no,
what
no,
they
no,
should.
no.
They should have done.
Hickman
Because,
needs his own.
Rosenberg's Uncanny was actually slightly increasing in numbers.
In sales?
Yeah, in sales. So it would have been the perfect combination. You had Rosenberg increasing sale numbers, then you have Jonathan Hickman. Would have been perfect. But no, Marvel loves jerking off a relaunch.
Well, that was actually Hickman's idea, to be fair. It wasn't editorials, it was Hickman who had to convince Marvel, not the other way around.
Okay. Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
how they're gonna sell 2 new number 1s?
Well,
If they-
Pretty much.
to be fair, they're miniseries, not like ongoings.
but then they're
I
relaunching into another.
Ongoing.
So
Yeah.
they're gonna
ongoing.
sell. So Jonathan Hickman's gonna get 3 new number 1s then.
Pretty
I
much.
want to die.
Pretty much. Like Hickman's a good writer, but I'm sick of these relaunches.
They
And
need to stop.
and I will say he is being more direct with the new X-Men stuff, so less editorial control, but that could be a good and bad thing.
It's a double-edged sword with Hickman, because on one hand, when he gets into his nitty-gritty, like balls to the walls ideas, he's really good at those, but he needs an editor to kind of rein him in.
Yeah.
They knew they were
the thing.
they knew they were going to cancel Uncanny 6 months before they launched it. Holy shit!
I mean, that's the thing. Like announcing this new relaunch, they're pretty much saying, "Don't bother reading our current X titles. They're not going to matter.
nothing ever matters.
Nothing matters. Uncanny, X-Force, all of that. Don't bother reading them because we're ending and relaunching anyway."
Except Major X. Major X is worth reading.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Congratulations on having absolutely shit taste.
I mean, if you like it, that's all for you. You know, support what you like. But I read number 1 and I was just like, why does this exist?
It hurt.
I mean, it was better than Wonder Twins.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you know.
Right there. What's that over there? A good comic? Oh, I see Venom, I think.
No, this is the DC section.
Oh, fuck. Your phone's quality is so shit, I can't even tell what's on the shelf.
Ah,
But
sorry.
But yeah, like I'm wondering who they will get for like writers, because Hickman said in Wave 1 they've already got writers. It's just Wave 2 they're getting new talent.
I mean, I'm imagining Kelly Thompson's getting another go at Mr. and Mrs. X, which I'd be fine with.
Probably.
It's a solid book. But she did mention on I think it was Newsarama that did an interview with her, and she mentioned that she has like two projects in the works in the pipeline that she's not allowed to like discuss. And I
Okay.
guarantee one of those is the next book.
Probably, yeah. I'd reckon Bryson will probably get something again.
I hope so. I that sounds like I'm hoping, but I'm hoping
His run on
Rosen-
Iron Fist is badass.
just don't put Rosenberg on an X-Men book. He'll just kill everybody and then rape their corpses.
Oh, Rosenberg. I mean, yeah, I'll give him credit. He increased sale numbers for Uncanny, but he's like the worst choice for an X-Men title. know-
Wolf's. Hang on, I'm gonna do my autistic Moonstar screech. Wolfsbane is dead.
Oh boy.
At least it's not Slot's Fantastic Four, where fucking Franklin Richards defeats Aunt Alicia by fucking just walking around her. I'm not even joking. There is a page of Slot's Fantastic Four where Franklin's trying to sneak out of the house, and Alicia steps in front of him and says, like, I'm not letting you leave the house. And he's like, how can you, and this is paraphrasing, but he goes, how can you beat me when you can't see me? And he just walks around her and goes out the door.
Oh
boy.
no! Yeah,
I-
I fell off at like before issue 4, and I was like, and I love FF. I'm a big fan of FF, and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I'm okay.
well, you're
I just
you're getting Future Foundation again with Jeremy Whitley.
no, I'm okay.
You just like that 1,000-yard stare right there. I just saw that. Holy
Like, yep,
shit.
No,
yep, I'm fine. Nope.
I'm currently buying the Fantastic Four 200s from the 70s, so I think I'll be all right with my Fantastic Four reading.
That's fair, yeah. So okay, so just to round out, I just want to see what you guys are picking up just for poll lists.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna check my list.
Do you mind if I go first? Because I can name them all off.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So from DC, I'm buying Hawkman, Detective, and Batman Beyond. Then from Marvel, I'm buying ASM, Daredevil, Spider-Man Life Story, and Matrix X. Oh, and Venom. And then over in the indies, I'm getting Spawn, TMNT, Shredder in Hell, TMNT Urban Legends, and that's about it when it comes to new stuff.
I'm pulling up my spreadsheet now. I fucking have a spreadsheet for my finances, and my titles are listed on there. So what I've got for Marvel is ASM, Immortal Hulk, Venom, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Superior Spider-Man, and then the next 3 are titles that are coming out. I just have them solicited for my poll list. Powers of X, House of X, and Death's Head. For DC, I have Hawkman, Green Lantern, Red Hood, and Wonder Twins. Well, I don't have it on my poll list, but it's like if I see it and it looks good, I might buy it after I read it, and a friend sends me their copy. And then Indies, Transformers, and Go-Go Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, both Power Ranger titles of mine. My bad.
Okay, so for me, I got for Marvel, ASM, Symbiote Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Immortal Hulk. What else was there? And then for upcoming ones, I've got Black Cat and House and Powers of X. I got a
I
few.
forgot. I'm also getting Symbiote. I forgot.
DC, I've got all 3 Justice League titles. Green
Jesus
Lantern.
Christ. Wait, isn't there 4 now?
No, there's 3.
Oh yeah, there's
Unless
just
you count Young Justice.
Yeah, so all 3 Justice League, Green Lantern, Detective Comics, Hawkman, Flash, Batman in the Outsiders, Batman Who Laughs, Silencer before it ends, RIP. Also for Marvel, I got Savage Avengers as well. Almost forgot about that.
the Edge Avengers.
And non-Marvel and DC, I got both Power Rangers titles and Spawn.
I might get Buffy because I've heard Buffy's really good right now.
No, get on Spawn. Get on the Spawn hype train.
You know,
Okay.
Todd is a genius for this current arc for Spawn. It's just like, hey, let me get in all of those new readers and to lead up to a 300, but just rehashing all of its history, which is actually a smart idea. Just the road to 300 and it's just rehashing all of Spawn's history leading up to 300.
And it's only a $2.99 book.
And yeah, it's only a $2.99 book, so that's actually smart. Unlike from Todd and from Image to do something like that, because one, you're getting all the current fans waiting for 300, and you're opening a market for new readers as well, like me.
And yeah, I haven't been on Spawn since about 120. So I was gone for.
I like it because it's like a clip show, but for comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, Ash reminded me. Yeah, Batman: Last Night on Earth. Yeah, getting that as well.
Is that
And
out yet?
I also started reading some of like Xenoscope's titles, like the grim fairy tale stuff. I got Dragon Blood, which looks pretty good. I have yet to read it, but the cover looks pretty good.
Yeah.
No, Alexis, I'm not going to cover AOC and the Freedom Force. I don't think any LCS here in Australia was dumb enough to pick it up.
Speaking of actually, I heard about a store that sold out of it, and like it was a major seller for them, and I fucking hate that. But in other news, since we're talking about AOC, there's another AOC comic coming out called the Superior AOC, and she's got a spider logo on the back. So I'm wondering if it's just fucking Mitch McConnell in AOC's body. I would read it.
I mean, you already read Wonder Twins, so.
Okay. you can stop.
Oh no, Eric! No! He wants an America AOC crossover.
Only if they have a lesbian scene.
I mean, if Gabby's writing it, it's guaranteed.
Holy menstruation.
Holy menstruation AOC.
Oh God. Here, I'll send you the picture, Chris, so that you can see this shit for yourself. It's on Discord.
Okay, let's see.
So I don't even like hate her. I just disagree with a couple of her policies and like how hard she pushes them. But it's like this is kind of like those. I actually liked Megademia because that felt more like satire. But like those Trump Titans comics, it kind of feels like those. I don't really like
the Trump's Titans books are great. They're hella funny.
They get old after a bit. Like it's kind of the same. I don't want to say it's the same joke over and over again. I don't know. It's just not for me.
I'm not gonna make a Wonder Twins joke again. I promise.
Okay. Thank you.
Thought about it though.
We've hit the quota.
Yeah, hit the quota. Speaking of quotas, my phone's at 6%, so I'm gonna skedaddle.
I mean, actually, I think we've got everything wrapped up, don't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. King is leaving Batman, getting a new Batcat title.
Batcat.
Hey, what do you think the sales are going to be on that Batcat? Do you think it's
30K?
Yeah, I'd say 30K. Number one is going to be big, it's going to drop.
Do you think it'll settle at 30K, or do you think it'll start at 30K?
Settle.
It'll settle.
It'll settle. Okay.
Here's
I think it's going to
one.
settle. I think it's going to settle around 18. That's my guess.
I think by the time it drags out, it'll probably get to 18.
Hey y'all,
people just be like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna bother finishing this. If King can't finish it in less issues, why should I finish it in 12?"
So, okay, you losers in the comments section, you tell me what your estimates for the final issue of Batcat meme will be by the end of its 12 issues. Just gonna wait for them to.
60 plus. Ash says, I'd reckon with at least the number one, it will maybe 60 more, maybe. Considering number ones always have big numbers, well, most of the time.
22 variants.
Yeah, with all
Okay.
the variants, yeah.
With
but
the Tom King
it'll drop
variant.
to like 30k under afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say there's going to be, it's gonna hit 100k in the $1 bins.
Haha, got him.
Lexi says it's going to drop his run. Now I might just wait to see how it goes. I mean, if you want to see how King can try and save himself or finish everything, go ahead.
I would just buy the first issue and the last issue. That's all you need to know.
Pretty much. That's legit just the story. It's the first issue and issue 12.
Perfect.
That makes
The other 10 issues are just it's just a repeat of Nightmare. He's just sitting in a chair, sad.
What's
Oh,
going
both of them sitting in chairs, sad.
Do you think there'll be
Therapy
Do
session.
you think there'll probably be black panels that say Bane is?
Bane is? Probably, yeah. Bane is. Bane is sick and tired of this, as am I.
And you see Bane just kind of like sitting in the corner. It's like, I don't even want to be here anymore. It's not fun.
He actually put on some pants because he's tired. He's ready to leave.
Puts on a jacket.
Alexis is asking, are we including trade pack numbers too?
No.
We're just including single issues as it comes out. Yeah, I definitely agree with Ash on this. People will buy Batcat in droves expecting the wedding that could likely happen.
That's the problem. I think that part of the problem with the Bat Wedding was that like they hyped people up on this when it never happened, and they knew that, and they knew
year-long expectation.
They were married in annual number 2, and they grew old together. So there's that.
Thing is that it's an alternate. I think it's an alternate timeline, isn't it? Or a
No, it was supposed to be a flash forward. Supposed to be.
Supposed to be. Well, this is DC. Anything changes.
Mm-hmm.
sort of like how in did any of y'all ever read Costa's Transformers run?
No.
No.
Okay, so at the end of Costa's Transformers run, there was an issue called Pax Cybertronia, which is where Ironhide is talking to Alpha Trion about like the perfect Cybertron and how everything's better now. And then by the end of the IDW universe, Unicron fucks Cybertron up and everyone's just on Earth now. Comic books, y'all.
Yeah, well, that's the same with the end of Jeff Johns' run in Green Lantern. It's just like, yeah, Kyle is still a White Lantern and is a miracle worker. Flash forward to comics now, he's no longer a White Lantern.
Guess he's just green.
John and Fatality got married and he became a senator. Fatality dumped his ass as soon as she got free of a Star Sapphire ring.
Womp womp.
Well, my phone's at 3%. I'm gonna have to get out of here.
I think by now we've gotten everything kind of
Yeah, we've got
wrapped up.
pretty much.
So.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just end it here.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So, thank you everyone to coming to the inaugural Doomsday Clock stream. For anyone who doesn't know the joke, I likened my streams to DC's Doomsday Clock, as in the fact they're always delayed or never happen. Pretty much. So that's just what the streams are going to be now. Thank you to Quill and Bats for joining me on this. I was just going to do it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
To talk off from others as well. And thank you to everyone in the chat. I'll see you next time, and don't forget to read Hawkman.
Yeah, cowabunga.